Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right. We are going to get into what men are not ready to hear. I'm ready for this one because I want to know what the ladies have been saying that we're not ready to hear. Okay? I want to know. Okay. So, you do not have to be macho or manly man. My husband did everything his friends told him not to do on our first date. I mean, he rambled on about Star Trek and MTG, whatever that is, and some band I care nothing about. I didn't care. I love that he was honest and had hobbies he was passionate about. Now, I think there's such a blurred line between being like manly man and just kind of being a dick, if I'm being honest with you. Like being a manly man, a lot of times guys think that being a manly man is being like aggressive and, being like real, and no, you know what I mean? And it's not that, like being a manly man simply is just being a man, having your chest out, walking straight, you know what I mean? When you're on a date, you're paying for the date, you're planning everything out, you're keeping a good dynamic back and forth of conversation, you're not overly talking, but she's not overly talking, things don't feel boring, this and that, just kind of showing her that it's like, hey, I can dress well, I have good hygiene, take care of myself, I don't see the correlation between like being manly man, and just being masculine, just being a man. I feel like masculine men don't really have to say that they're masculine, or they don't have to say that they're manly. They don't have to. They just exude it. It just is there. You could see it. You just look at them and you're like, yeah, it's a manly man right there. And I think that's where a lot of women get it wrong, is that manly men feel like they have to say that they are, or they feel like they have to do certain actions or things to prove that they're manly men, instead of just being a manly man, instead of just doing actions, on the date, such as opening the door and, paying for the meal, planning the date, driving, all this kind of stuff, just doing things. I feel like that's where I kind of put that, because I don't know. Whenever women say manly men, a lot of times I think they are referring to the guys that feel like they have to say that they're manly men, instead of just acting like a man and just showing it through their actions, And so, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. She looked at it like he was passionate and stuff like that, but you have to be honest with yourself that if he wasn't really passionate about anything, if he didn't really have goals or ambitions and stuff like that, you really wouldn't continue to be with him, and that for a fact. So the fact that he did have the passion to do something, to have a passion in something, I think that is what she enjoyed the most, instead of the whole manly man aspect of it, or macho, as she wanted to put it, No, so, yeah. Let's see. You all really do need to clip your nails. That's a big thing I've been seeing a lot. Like, women will really get on dudes about their nails and be like, yo, bro, clean under your fucking nails. Like, that's a huge thing that a lot of guys don't really think about. And I understand, because you gotta understand, a lot of men work with their hands, they're either mechanics or, they're carpenters, roofers, whatever the case may be. And they work with their hands a lot of times. And so, if you got real rough and, nasty looking hands, a lot of times that is why a girl will kind of disqualify you and not want to date you, or, not continue to talk to you and shit like that, just for that simple fact alone. And so, yeah, I think that's something that guys should pay attention to a little more, is like your finger, because it tells your hygiene a lot of times too, because even when you look at somebody's fingernails and they're very yellow, you can automatically tell they're a smoker. If they have really like thin nail beds and stuff like that, you can tell they're a very heavy drug user, and so it's just one of those things that women are just innately after, because they look at your hygiene more than anything, which they should, because some of y'all niggas be stanking out here. All right, let's keep it under P. All right. Let's see. There is a wonderful Am I the Asshole of a lady who, after lord of reporting and trying to deal with a very angry loud coworker, would just start identifying his outbursts as tantrums and calling him emotional, and using vocabulary associated with the overly emotional girls/toddlers. Worked beautifully, and I want to find it and read it again because it was so good. Oh. Alrighty then. Let's see. Please tell us if something is wrong. Do not cheat. It hurts, and it hurts just keeps hurting forever. If you know it's over or you're not invested in the relationship anymore, please talk it out. Leave and do as you please. Don't break someone's heart in the process. Being cheated on feels like the death of your soul. Mentally and physically affects your health. Obviously, vice versa. Women would learn too, but this is something that I personally would tell a man. Yeah, most definitely. See, a lot of times I think people are far too in the grass is greener on the other side kind of thing, which really sucks, because so many people look at it like, if shit's going bad in my relationship now, oh, well, there's something greater, on the other side. Or, this, I can find someone totally better. But it's weird because they don't do it as a single person. And I think a lot of guys do it within a relationship because they're perceived as more attractive to women in a relationship than they are out of a relationship. And that's a little sauce for the girls out there. Yeah. A lot of times a guy can be single for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the case may be, and he finally gets into a relationship, and all of a sudden he's like attractive to all these other girls. They're talking to him and flirting a little bit, whatever the case may be, but it's just like conversations weren't really flowing like this before when he was single. But now he's got a girl, and all of a sudden these conversations are flowing a little differently, and you're like, huh, wait, what, huh? And so I think a lot of guys do that. And it is what it is. I mean, you take that information and you do with it what you will, but a lot of times that is kind of the reason why guys will, I don't want to say cheat, but I guess you could say cheat. They'll look for another girl while having a girlfriend, because to other women, they're more attractive, and then they can play the whole, oh man, my girlfriend's terrible, da 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 da, and all that kind of crap. Yeah, they're just kind of playing an angle with these niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you, but you have to wash in your crack, not just the cheeks. She was dating a dude with a dirty booty hole. Oh my gosh, she was dating a dude with a dirty booty hole. That's exactly what it was. And then the fact that she had to post this online, she must have been dating multiple dudes with dirty booty holes, because there ain't no way, there's no way that this can just happen 1 or 2 times and you post it online. No, this had to have happened at least 8 or 9 times. I wouldn't even say throughout like one relationship, two relationships. This must have happened through multiple relationships for you to literally be having to put it on the internet talking about, hey man, wash between your butt crack. That's just wild, man. Oh my God. If your bathroom is too gross. Oh, yeah, okay. If your bathroom is too gross to poop in, it's not gonna work out? What? I have never heard that from a girl. So you're telling me if I bring a girl back to the crib, right, and she feels comfortable enough to poop in my bathroom, then we're good? We solid? No pun intended? Huh. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, maybe that's not for all women. I'm not going to sit here and speak for all women or whatever, but I don't know. You tell me. Women out there, you tell me. Is that what it is? Is pooping, you have to feel comfortable to poop in a guy's bathroom in order to like continue to start taking him serious? Huh. Okay. All right. Let's see. Men are allowed to moan during sex. It's a huge turn on and encouraging for us. Okay. All right. I could see that. I could say, but at the same time, okay, look, ladies, you got to understand. All right. When the tum is good, all right, when that coochie is nice, a lot of times, man, we got to focus. All right? We got to focus. Because I mean, if you don't mind a 2-pump chump, sure. Moan all day long for 2 minutes and then we're done. but it's one of those things where it's like, if you want a dude to kind of last and give you, a good, I'd say 7 to maybe 10 minutes, we got to concentrate, man. We got to concentrate. We got to play both sides of the field because, we have to like think about baseball so that way we don't nut, right? Or basketball, whatever you think about, But then at the same time, we still have to like stay engaged. We got to stay engaged in it while thinking about baseball or basketball, whatever the guy's thinking about at that moment to stop himself from nutting, because it's true. Like women are like, oh, I would love a guy to nut. Da, 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 da. That's why like when we are done, and say, we've in our head, we've accomplished that 5-7 minutes, whatever the case may be. And that's why when we nut, we're like, oh, it's great because we can finally let it out because we got to hold it in. We got to hold those moans in because I'm telling you, unless you enjoy a two pump chump, unless you enjoy that, a dude who's been in it for like 30 seconds, we got to stay focused. We got to stay focused. And that's hard to do. All right. I mean, I wish it wasn't like that, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's see. Okay. Fellas, if she slightly adjusts the angle of her pelvis while you're eating her out / touching her, don't move with her. She's lining up your shot. Okay. But what if I can't breathe with the way she's lining up? Should I just risk the death by snoo for a good time? I find that to be so funny because it's so fucking true. Like say, you're laying with a girl, and you're flicking that bean, and you're doing it. There's so much going through your head. There's so much going through your head because for one, your wrists hurt like a motherfucker. Your wrist hurts like a motherfucker. And then two, she's moving, so you're like, oh, come on, man, you're not done. Oh, it's the worst ever for a dude. I'm telling you, foreplay is long for a guy. It is long because some girls are super like specific in what you have to do in order for them to like be ready, to be penetrated. And I'm telling you, it's long. Your wrist be hurting, your shoulder be hurting. Sometimes you're in such an uncomfortable position. You're just like, bro, I'm done. Like, my dick ain't even hard anymore. Like, I'm done. I'll get you off and I'm done. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, it's long. I understand why a lot of guys don't want to do foreplay. Like, for me, I love foreplay for what it is. But when it drags on too long, it's just like, all right, man, I'm done. I don't give a fuck anymore. Or if my wrist hurts too much, or, it's to a point where my shoulder's killing me, this and that. I'm like, bro, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And I get it. Some girls are just like, oh, well, you're doing it wrong, or, oh, this and that. And I get that, because with every girl, it's different. I can't use the same playbook for every girl. I just can't do that. You gotta change up the playbook every time for each girl. Some girls will like the same shit, and that's great. You're like, oh, let's go, baby. I can just, go into my little playbook here and be like, wham, I know what you like. But sometimes you got to draw up a whole new playbook, and that fucking sucks. And that's when it's trash, because then you're just like, all right, come on, man, my wrist hurts. But yeah, no, that is funny as hell, bro. Golly, that was funny. When we ask you to use lube, we're not really asking. We're telling you gently that you're hurting our vacooters because you've been rubbing it dry instead of pleasing us to make us wet. Wow. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when the whole like foreplay is long for a guy. Because, you could think that you're doing everything right. You're like, oh, yeah. You hitting that DJ Hero just right. You like, I'm getting 5 stars on this motherfucker. No. You barely got one, G. You barely got one. Yeah, man. I think a girl asking you to use lube is probably like one of the most like, what's the word I'm looking for? Probably upsetting things as a guy to hear. A lot of guys, they're not gonna like immediately take it that way, but after a while you're gonna be like, damn, this bitch asked me to use lube. Like that just shows you she wasn't turned on. She was turned on enough to like still want you to go in her, but she wasn't turned on enough to where it just could go in naturally, and that sucks. That is, that's the biggest ego hitter ever, man. Yeah. Weirdly, as a woman, I didn't think of this until I heard someone say it. If you find something she enjoys sexually, but I guess otherwise as well, keep doing it. Don't interrupt the momentum by trying to switch it up for no reason. Exactly like the go faster / harder thing. All right. See, look, man, this is another thing women don't understand, okay? In sex, when a girl is like when you're, you're hitting it at a certain point and you're like, cool, and she's like loving it. She's like, oh, don't stop. That's the spot. We get tired. A lot of times when we switch it up, it's so that way we can throw some leverage on the other leg, or, maybe a hip is cramping up a little bit or something like that. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's long to be a guy during sex. It's long because you got to put in so much damn work, and that shit's hard as fuck to do. You got to have some motherfucking stamina. And even when you have some pretty good stamina, it's still hard to keep it going, especially like consistently. It's like getting something and then trying to like hit the center every single time. After a while, that shit gets hard to do. And you just get tired, man. You get tired. And a lot of girls are just like, that's excuses. And it's like, hey, man, I don't know what else to tell you. Man, you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, you get tired, man. You get tired. Let's see. If you feel the need to tell me what a nice guy you are or how good you are at sex, especially oral sex, I will drive my car off a bridge to get away from you. See, okay. This is one of those. This is back to the whole like macho manly thing. Guys, stop telling women that you're supposedly good at sex or that you can eat her out great. Stop. Don't. Because once you get her in bed, you're going to give her a mediocre performance thinking that you killed it, and to her you didn't at all. At all. Like for me, whenever girls are just like, "Oh, are you good at sex?" I'm just like, "You're going to have to find out." You know what I mean? I keep it at that because I'm like, no, I already know. I'm going to give you a mediocre ass dickin'. So what? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going to do nothing fucking special. Nah. Like, come on, man. A little missionary here, a little doggy there, and maybe laying on the side or something like that. Like, come on, man. We ain't doing nothing extraordinary. We're not fucking doing cartwheels and, you know what I mean? I'm not like picking you up and, slamming you on my dick like this or something. No. And that's what I mean. It's just like, dude, let your actions lead the way. Don't let it be a thing where you feel like you have to tell a girl that you're good at something. Show her that you're good at it. You know what I mean? I get it with sex. It's just like, oh, well, I can't really show her, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, then you got to make her wonder. You got to make her wonder if it's good or not. Like, you set that precedent. If she asks, oh, are you a good kisser? Well, I don't know. Kiss me, find out. You know what I mean? Like, put a little air of mystery in there. And maybe, she'll be like, let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on, because a lot of times the girl's going to ask that to a guy that she likes. She's not really going to, or that she's interested in doing that with. She's not going to ask him, random ass dude. The fuck no. She's not going to ask a random dude, hey, are you a good kisser? Well, let's find out. Like, no, she's not. She's going to ask that to a guy that she probably wants to do that to. But I think she kind of is just maybe testing you a little bit. And when you do some dumb shit like that, oh, I'm a great kisser. I'm a fantastic. All my exes told me I'm fantastic. Dude, failed. She's just like, yep, nope. All right. I thought I liked Homeboy, but never mind. Homeboy's trash. Like, come on, man. That's terrible. I can see why she wants to drive her car off a cliff. Jesus. Let's see. Let's see. Ay. Plenty of plain-looking men have wives and girlfriends. If you have bought into the incel ideology, you are being manipulated. Time to log off, leave your house, and get some hobbies. If you're a smart, interesting, and responsible adult, funny, have a good personality, literally any of these things, not even all of them at once, some woman somewhere will date you. She may not be a supermodel, but face it, neither are you. Huh. It's stuff like this that really annoys me about female nature, because none of you bitches are looking for an average dude. And you know that. And if you do decide to date an average guy, a lot of times, I would say, I'd say maybe like 60-70% of the time, those dudes get cheated on. I mean, it's the honest truth, because these guys aren't attractive for a reason. A lot of women say, oh, it's like because they have hobbies or ambition or just do this, do that, be yourself and stuff. It does not work. It does not work. A lot of times for a guy to be really attractive to a girl, and I mean, even to just ordinary, like, average looking chicks, hell, even, sometimes some little heavier girls. It's like for a guy to be attractive or even to be just noticed by a woman in general, a lot of times the dude has to be somewhat extraordinary in something, and it has to have notoriety to some degree. It has to be something that she can look at and value and then be able to be like, okay, cool. This is the value that, he gives me, whatever it may be. Like I said, it could be making money. It could be, having some status or clout or anything like that. A lot of women are not looking for the quote unquote average guy. It's why a lot of women aren't dating dudes who are plumbers or electricians and things like that. Those are great jobs. They make a lot of money, but it's the fact that these jobs don't hold any status or merit or value in, the social world, I should say, because from an infrastructure standpoint, those jobs are necessary. They're needed. Those guys make the world go around. If I'm being honest with you, they are the ones that take care of all of the luxuries that we enjoy today. So it's one of those things where it's like, you can't just simply be the type of guy that say you're inside all the time and you just go out, you get a couple hobbies, this and that, and you can find a girl that like you. Sure, bitches will be your friend. Oh, all day. All day. This dude will get friend zoned all day long. But he will not get a relationship. He just won't. Unless he does some massive changes to his life to where he either has something of merit or value to that woman. And every woman is different. Every woman looks for something else. Some women look for money. Some look for status. Some look for job titles. Some look for notoriety within other people around them. It's a whole multitude of things. Women look for all kinds of things. And if I'm being honest with you, if you can't even check off one of those things, nah, don't even think about it. She ain't gonna fuck with you. She ain't even gonna look your way. She'll talk to you. She'll be your friend, sure, but that's about it. That's it. Women don't go to college and get degrees and go through school and get, these crazy high paying jobs to date an ordinary guy that has no skills. You know what I mean? They just don't. They don't do that. Women don't put in all this work to be with an average guy, quote unquote. And so that's why this post right here, I think, is just the stupidest thing ever. When women sit there and say, oh, just be yourself. Oh, everything will work out fine. Somebody will love you eventually. No, that's just not the way it works. It's just not. Even some of like the nerdiest chicks, if I'm being honest with you, will still want some inherent value to you. Doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be status. It doesn't have to be, title and income and all this kind of stuff. Those things are integral, sure. They're integral for the long term. So it's like, if you don't have them in the beginning, that relationship's really not going to last, because if you don't have it in the beginning, it's going to be harder for you to have it later on. But just that upfront inherent value, if you don't have at least one thing checked off for a girl, she's just not going to play with you. She's not. She'll be your friend, she'll hang out with you, talk to you here and there, whatever the case may be. She will not give you the coochie. She will not. I'm sorry. She just won't. All right. Let's see. I know it's not all men. Unfortunately, we don't know which men, so we have to be equally cautious around all of them. And, that's understandable, because I always say to a lot of women who get upset at their guy not wanting them to go out. My thing is, for me, if I were dating someone who enjoyed say going to bars and clubs and things like that, and she wanted to do those things with her friends, I would not be okay with it for one reason and one reason only. Well, it's a multitude of reasons, but this is probably the main reason. Dudes are fucking thirsty. I mean, the thirst is real. Like, they haven't had a glass of water in months. And then you walk in and you're a tall glass of water. Now, a lot of women make the argument, oh, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say it to him. That's fine. That's fine. That's great. Because you know that you have a boyfriend and you're here with your friends. You're here to just have a good time, whatever. That's totally fine. But think about it like this. I'll put a scenario for you. You're out in the bar, hanging out with your girlfriends. You get your drinks, having a good time. This guy comes up to you and it's just like, oh, hey, how are you? Da-da-da-da. You kind of blow him off. You're like, oh, no, look, I'm just hanging out with my girls. I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. Now, not every guy is going to do this. Like she said, not all men, but sadly we don't know which ones. And that's the thing. You never know which ones. And so sometimes these guys get persistent. They'll get persistent. They'll keep asking you through the night. They'll just follow you around, all this kind of stuff. And then when it's time for you and your girls to leave, a lot of times they'll follow you out. And then they get so tired of hearing no, a lot of times they'll get aggressive. And it sucks to know that, like, my girl is out there without me being present, to really ward off something like that. And then you end up getting, sexually assaulted. You end up getting hurt. Dude hits you, whatever the case may be, because he's thirsty, couldn't take no for an answer, and was acting like a fucking douche. And that's the reason for me. I look at it like it's very bad for girls to go out with their girlfriends. It just is. I mean, to clubs and bars and things like that. If you guys want to go to a restaurant, you want to go to a movie, you want to go do this and that, whatever the case may be, that's fine. But when you're in these kind of environments, like the club, like a bar, maybe even like social gatherings and things like that, that's just what it is. That's how I rationalize it to my significant other. And when I tell her I don't want you to go out, because I know how dudes act. I know how they are, how thirsty they can be, and sadly, sometimes I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen women get, fucking followed out outside the bar, they're touched on or whatever the case may be, and dudes hitting on them and things like that. It's just I've seen it, and a lot of times I'm like, dude, there's no way I'd ever want that for my significant other. There's no way, and I look at it like, yes, I understand it's gonna suck, but I think that it's like, if you want to hang out with your homegirls, do something else. And do something where it's a little harder. Like if you guys are going out for brunch, or if you guys are going on a hike, or if you're doing this and that, say you're doing a beach trip, whatever. In those moments, it's a little easier, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, it's not going to happen if you go to lunch. It's not going to happen if you go on a hike. It's not going to happen if you do other things. It will, but the percentage of it happening is extremely lower compared to when it's at a club or a bar in those kind of environments. And so, like I said, that's why I do agree with what she was saying, that, that they have to, you guys have to be extremely cautious, because that's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. And it sucks, but that's the way it goes. Let's see. Bras are expensive, and it's hard to find one that fits just right. So you might think it's sexy or passionate to try to rip the damn thing off, or convenient to try to pop a tit over the top, but you've actually just cost a significant amount of money, time, or a significant amount of time and money. A damaged bra is unwearable, so now I have to search high and low for one that fits properly, and it doesn't make us feel like we're being stabbed, and then pay the exorbitant amount for it. Just leave all things bra related to us. Oh man. And that's funny because a lot of times when I've dated girls, they're like, they loved the idea that I knew how to undo their bra and stuff like that. But at the same time, they hated the whole fact of like, if you're not undoing it, then don't touch it. And then on top of that, they're like, we have to get fitted all the time because the boobs change and, the sizes get different. Sometimes, if you lose weight or you gain weight, then like the little wraparound part right here is different and shit like that. So yeah, I can agree with her, I guess, because I've just heard it in so many accounts from other women and women that I've dated. It's like, yeah, I can understand that. Like, the pop the titty out the top thing, I guess she means like when you pull the cup down, if the cup gets like scrunched or whatever, then the bra is uncomfortable. That's I think what she's implying here, to that one. So, oh man. Let's see. That our cycle really messes up with our energy and libido. So if we don't want to have sex, it's not something you can talk us out of. We simply don't have the energy for that, and it's not our fault. It's not your fault. Our body's just like that. And no, it doesn't mean try harder. Oh. Hey, it makes sense because some girls they fucking hate their period, and then some girls are just like, I just want to fuck everything, like it's kind of weird because you can never tell, if a girl is the type where she's like, I'm horny on my period, or if she just absolutely fucking hates it. I guess you could tell a little easier when she absolutely fucking hates it, but I think it's more of like when she is super horny on her period, you can't tell. I don't know. That's a little weird. I can't stand when a girl is on her period and then she kind of just uses that excuse to be like, I'm a bitch. I get it. You got cramps and it's hurting and, it's annoying and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, look, whoa. Hold up. All right. That doesn't give you free reign, all right, to, be shitting on me. All right. I don't give you free reign. And all my brethrens out there, like, come on now. I hate when girls do that shit. And, just because they're on their period, they're just like, oh, I'm a bitch. Like, like, no. All right, we're going to get on to our last one. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess it's back to this. Saying you're a nice guy is like a restaurant advertising they won't give you food poisoning. Yeah, that's an L. If you're out here saying you're a nice guy, then odds are you aren't a nice guy. And I think women have wisened up to that, if I'm being honest with you. So I don't know why guys still use that as like a metric of like, you should be with me because I'm a nice guy. And it's just like, bro, you're not really a nice guy. I'm going to keep it hundo P with you. You're a simp. I mean, let's just say what it is. A spade is a spade, bro. You're a fucking simp. You're the type of guy who can't leave her the fuck alone. You're texting her every single day. You act like you got nothing going on in your life and she's the only object in your eye. Like I said, a lot of dudes sadly fall into this little weird ass category of being a nice guy. And it's like, because they always say, oh, nice guys finish last. Why do they finish last? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, bro, being a nice guy doesn't mean that you say that you're a nice guy or anything like that. It goes back to the libido thing. It goes back to the whole I'm good at sex thing. This all ties into just one big thing. It's like women enjoy action. They don't give a fuck what you got to say, man. You guys have to understand. By the time a woman turns 15, 16 years old, she has heard everything under the sun. from guys that are trying to get with her, whether they're guys her age, guys older than her, whatever the case may be. So by the time she's like 21 to 25, she has heard everything under the sun. She has any little open liner you have, she's heard it before. Any little icebreaker you have, she's heard it before. Any compliment that you want to give her, she's heard it before. Like, guys, you got to understand. The moment a girl is 15, 16 years old, she's heard it all, bro. She's heard it all, especially if she's extremely attractive. You know, she's the type of girl where, you know, she's very attractive through her high school years. And then, you know, she maintains that attractiveness into, you know, 18, 19, 20 and 21 and so forth. Like, she's definitely heard it all. Why? Instagram, you know, TikTok, social media itself, you know, if she's on dating apps, whatever the case may be, like, she's heard it all. That's why you can't sit there and say these things, because how many times has she been told, oh, I'm a nice guy, why don't you want to date me? How many times has she told, oh yeah, I'm great at sex, I have a big wiener? How many times has she been told all these different things? It's like, guys, action. I can guarantee you show her that you're a nice guy just by being that dude, it's going to go a longer way with her. You know what I mean? Because she looks at it like, wow, he's a nice guy. He's super genuine, da-da-da-da. Like, get her to be the one to say that you're a nice guy. You don't say that. Get her to be the one. And then, on top of that, don't be a fucking simp. Stop texting her every single day. Stop trying to have a conversation with her the whole day, throughout the whole... No. Text her every other day, maybe here and there. The only time you really should be texting her is to set up dates and to hang out. You know, like, nigga, be about you. Be about your shit. Because girls fucking hate that. Girls hate it when they're when you're texting them all the time. You know, because you have to understand, you know, absence in the heart, or absence makes the heart grow fonder. And that works with all levels of dating. You know, even when you guys are just in that talking stage, if the conversation was flowing and it's really good and da-da-da, and say, you know, you don't talk to her for 3 days, and then you pop up out of nowhere, hey stranger, what's up? Guarantee you she's gonna text you right back, because she's like, dude, where have you been? What's going on? How have you been? Da, da, da. She will, because she looks at it like, damn, you know, I haven't heard from this dude. I didn't think I was going to hear back from him. Like, women are huge overthinkers. And if you could play into that overthinkingness, and trust me, you know what I mean? I don't know why it's like that. It just is. That's just the way it goes. You know, trust me, I've asked tons of women. I've asked probably hundreds of women these same questions. 80 to 85% of them are like, yeah, I like it when a guy's got his own shit going on. He's not texting me every single day. You know, he'll simply text me just to set up a date, you know, or to hang out. Especially if the conversation was good. That first initial conversation, you know, even when you guys you're from the talking stage to the dating stage, even when you're in the dating stage, still, you know, wait 3 days, do your thing, do stuff that you want to do, accomplish goals that you want to accomplish, and then text her, you know, and keep it short and sweet, you know, hey, how are you? You know, are you free this day? You know, and if she's not free on a lot of days, whatever the case may be, keep it pushing. Be like, okay, and then don't text her for a couple days, you know, and rinse and repeat kind of thing. Because women enjoy when a man has his own goals, ambitions, and he's doing his own thing. She's not the fucking whole center of his world. They hate that. They call it smothering. They call it being too much. It gives them the ick, and it's so on and so forth. Just don't be that. You know, and then the way you're being a simp a lot of times is the fact that you're giving her all of this attention, but you're getting none of the sexual benefits out of it. You know, you're not holding her hand. You're not getting to kiss her. You don't get to have sex with her. You're not doing any of that. So you're giving all this attention, which is what she wants, but you're getting nothing of what you want out of the ordeal. And that's why you're being a simp. Because you're giving her all this attention by texting her every single day. You're giving her all this attention by playing her dumb, stupid games. You're doing all this shit, and it's like, dude. And even a lot of women who say they don't like that. Oh, I like it when a guy texts me. Da, da, da. Trust me, there are dudes in your phone right now that text you almost every day, and you don't respond to them, or you'll respond to them, with one word answer, or you'll give them like 2 or 3 responses a day. Like, stop capping. Stop. All right. But that's going to end the episode here. I think that was a pretty good one of what men should know. I think us as men, we've kind of learned a lot. Also, we learned a lot of nothing. Women are amazing at saying a lot, but saying nothing all at the same time. But I mean, some of the stuff is cool. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It's always nice to kind of peer an eye into the, like with the bathroom thing. I didn't fucking know that. Yeah, I didn't know a girl has to be able to take a shit in your bathroom or else it's not going to work out. Man, clean your bathroom out there. But that's going to wrap up the episode. If you guys don't have time for a full episode, don't worry about it. I got you. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Am I the Asshole Podcast. Also, Patreon. Follow us on Patreon for exclusive episodes and the ability to have your scenario put on the show. It's $3 a month. Not that expensive at all. You get a bunch of exclusive episodes there. And then like, comment, subscribe. I really want to see the engagement. I really want to get the engagement up. And I appreciate you guys. Peace.